In this video, I'm going to share a super useful trick that will help you remember Arabic colors in a much easier and more logical way. If you've ever been confused by all the different color forms in Arabic, don't worry, you're not alone. But by the end of this video, it'll all make a lot more sense. Welcome to Arabic with Amina. Today, we're diving into a colorful and essential part of Arabic vocabulary, al-alwan, or the colors. But instead of just memorizing a random list, you'll learn how to recognize patterns so you can understand and remember them with much less effort. Here's the trick. Most Arabic color words fall into one of two main groups. The first group includes what I like to call the core colors. These follow a specific grammatical pattern, or wazn. The second group includes colors that are based on real-life objects, like fruits, flowers, or materials. Once you understand the rule for each group, forming the color becomes predictable. Let's start with the object-based colors. These are colors that come directly from nouns, things you can see and touch. Let's go through some examples together. Our first example is the color orange. Just like in English, the Arabic word for the color orange refers to the fruit, برتقال. To turn the word of the fruit of orange into the color of orange, we simply add the letter ya with a shadda at the end, turning برتقال, the fruit, into برتقالي, the color. This makes it easy to remember. The fruit and the color are directly linked. Now let's take another example. Gray. The Arabic word for ashes is ramad. And as you can see, ashes or ramad are gray in color. So we follow the same rule and add a ya at the end to form the color gray, making it ramadi. Ramadi. So when you think of the color gray, think of ashes, ramad. Another great example is brown. The Arabic word for coffee beans or coffee is bun. Bun. Short, simple, and very Arabic because we know Arabic coffee is the best. When we want to express the color brown, we again add a ya. When we want to express the color brown, we again add a ya. So the word becomes bunni. Bunni. This rule of adding a ya at the end of a word is a very intuitive and natural pattern that makes vocabulary learning so much smoother. You just add a ya, bun, bunni. Now, let's talk about gender. The colors we just saw, برتقالي, ramadi, bunni, are all in the masculine form. When we add the letter ya, it is a color, but this color is masculine. To make them feminine, we just add a ta marbuta at the end. So, برتقالية, رمادية, بنية. This allows the adjective to match the noun it describes, which is an essential part of Arabic grammar. Now, let's talk about the second group, the core colors. These are older color words that don't come from a noun, but follow specific patterns. The masculine form follows the pattern أفعل, and the feminine form follows the pattern فعلاء. We'll be looking at examples of both. A few examples would be red, أحمر, blue, أزرق. Can you see how it follows the pattern of أفعل, or the wazn of أفعل? أحمر, أزرق, green, أخضر, yellow, أصفر. When we talk about a pattern or a wazn, the letters fa, ayn, and lam don't change. Those are part of the roots of the word. So what we're doing is adding an alif at the beginning. أفعل. That is the pattern we're following for the masculine form. So أحمر, أزرق, أخضر, أصفر. These words don't relate to an object or an item like the first group, but they follow a very specific weight. Remember, أفعل is in the masculine form. To convert these to their feminine forms, we shift to the pattern فعلاء. فعلاء. So you get red, حمراء, blue, زرقاء, green, خضراء, yellow, صفراء. You can now begin to see the pattern clearly, and understanding the structure will make learning other adjectives easier too. So the masculine form follows the pattern أفعل, such as أحمر, أزرق, أخضر, أصفر, whereas the feminine form follows the pattern or wazn فعلاء. So حمراء, زرقاء, خضراء, صفراء. Now we're going to have some exercises or tamarin. Let's take the color white. In Arabic, it's أبيض for masculine and بيضاء for feminine. We want to say a white paper. So your job is to fill in the blank. ورقة, blank. Which form of the color white would we use? You can take a moment to think and pause the video if you need more time. To say a white paper, we first look at the noun being described, paper or ورقة. We can see that it ends in the letter ta مربوطة, which basically means it's a feminine word. So we're going to be using the feminine form of white, بيضاء. ورقة بيضاء, a white paper. Next up is the color brown, which is bunni or bunniya. We want to say the pen is brown. القلم blank. Which word would be correct to complete the sentence? Well, the word pen is a masculine word, so we will go with the word bunni. القلم bunni. The pen is brown. If you're wondering how to know whether a noun is masculine or feminine or how to match adjectives properly, don't worry. I've got you covered in 2 earlier videos, one about noun gender and another on how adjectives work in Arabic sentences. I'll link both in the description below if you'd like to review them. Now for something a little different. Look at this picture of pink roses. Isn't it beautiful? The word for roses in Arabic is ward. Based on our pattern for the colors of objects, can you figure out how to make the color pink? How can we transform this word into the color pink? That's right. We simply add the letter ya to the end, so it would be wardi, which is pink. Let's go in reverse now. I'm going to give you the color, which is banafsaji, and I'm going to ask you to figure out what noun it comes from. The answer is banafsaj. The color banafsaji, we remove the letter ya, meaning it came from the word banafsaj. And banafsaj is the Arabic word for violets. So banafsaji means violet or purple. And there you have it, a simple pattern-based way to learn Arabic colors and use them correctly. Instead of memorizing one by one, you now know the structure behind the words, and that makes all the difference. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who's learning Arabic too. And if you want to practice even more, check out the free courses on my website. They're full of grammar tips, vocab, practice, and fun examples. Ma'a salama, and see you in the next lesson.